Hello everyone and welcome to the next session of Core Java. In this session, we will discuss about a very important concept in Java, that is garbage collection. Now in the beginning, when we had discussed about features of Java, we have discussed as Java is a robust programming language. That is nothing but it is a strong programming language where due to any reason, Java application will not get terminated abruptly whenever getting executed. Two reasons. One is unexpected condition that occurs at runtime. We have seen that exception handling is the scenario which will take care of it and make sure that your application is not getting terminated in an abrupt. Another reason why Java is robust is memory management, which is taken care of by Java internally. And that is nothing but garbage collection. So what is garbage collection? Basically, garbage collection is the process of reclaiming the runtime unused memory automatically. Means whatever objects are no more in use, those will be destroyed. Whatever memory was initially allocated to those objects, that will be free and it will be available for further usage. This is done by garbage collection. Now, why it is required to be done? Whenever we are creating objects, more and more memory will get allocated. Is there any restriction on how many objects you can create? Obviously, no. However, there will be a restriction on how much memory is available. In other programming languages like C, C++, what we need to do is we need to explicitly destruct or explicitly free that particular memory. However, in Java, it is done automatically. So what are the advantages? Java provides better memory management so that even if we are just creating the objects, we don't need to worry whether more memory will be available or not. It makes Java memory efficient because garbage collector removes the unreferenced objects from the heap memory. Unreferenced means they are no more available for usage. How to have an object unreferenced, we will discuss in a bit. Then garbage collection is automatically done by the garbage collector, which is part of JVM. So as a developer, we don't need to take any extra efforts like provide some destructor or call some method to free the memory. These things are not required. Java takes care of this particular feature automatically. So these are the advantages of garbage collection. Now, how to unreference an object so that it is eligible for garbage collection? First thing is you can nullify the reference. So whatever object you are creating and putting that reference to null. So this particular reference will not point out to any object. So the object which was initially created, that three ways of unreferencing the object. The very first way is by nullifying the reference. So employee is equal to new employee. One object is created of class employee and E is referring to that particular object. Once this reference is set to null, the object becomes unreferenced. It is not accessible, or it is also termed as unreachable object, and it is eligible for garbage collection. Two objects are created, E1 and E2. Assigning reference E1 equal to E2. Now, both E1 and E2 are referring to second object. So, after this particular statement, the very first object which was initially referred by E1 is now eligible for garbage collection because now it is not being referred. Both E1 and E2 are referring to the object which is referred by E2. Third way of having objects unreferenced is by creating anonymous objects. So you are creating the object and using it over there itself. You don't have any way to access that particular object later on. So after the usage, this object is unreferenced and it is eligible for the garbage collection. Let's now see how garbage collection works in Java. So how garbage collection works is live objects are tracked and other elements are marked as garbage, and then those are being collected. So all objects are allocated on the heap area managed by JVM. Every item that the developer uses is treated this way, including class objects, static variables, and even the code. As long as an object is being referred, the JVM considers it as a live one. Once an object is no longer referenced, we have already seen how can we have an object unreferenced, and then it is not reachable by the application code. So the garbage collector removes it and reclaims the memory which is freed after removing that particular object. Now, what scenario or what algorithm is used by JVM to perform this operation is mark and sweep algorithm. So to determine which objects are no longer in use, the JVM runs a mark and sweep algorithm. It is followed in two steps. First step, the algorithm traverses all object references starting with the GC roots and marks every object found is alive. All the heap memory that is not occupied by marked objects is reclaimed. So whatever objects are with reference, those are marked as alive and they are kept in the memory, and other objects which are not marked, those are reclaimed, those are removed and the memory is reclaimed. So that is simply marked as free and essentially swept free of unused objects. So first the objects, live objects are marked, they are preserved, and remaining data, whatever data is there, it is removed, it is swept out of the memory. So this is how mark and sweep algorithm works. So this is how garbage collection works in Java, which helps us to have a proper memory management done in Java application.